Hey friends, good morning. How's everyone doing today? Well, we're starting on part 2 of our driveway renovation project, but instead of planting these new boxwoods together, I thought we'd go ahead and head down to the nursery and shop for them. A lot of you mentioned that boxwoods of that size in your area are closer to $60 to $65, which I thought was really interesting because if you go to a big box store around here like Lowe's and Home Depot, sometimes I'll see those type of prices, but at most of the Amish nurseries, $30 is about how much you're going to pay for a 5 to 7 gallon shrub. So I thought you might like visiting the nursery together with me, and I thought on the way there we could also stop by a lot of flower stands in my area. This nursery is about 7 to 10 minutes away from my home, and between here and there I think we'll hit at least 5 flower stands. So I thought it might be interesting and helpful to see what some other people in my area sell at their stands, because a lot of times people ask me about pricing, what these other bouquets look like. Then once we get home, I would like to go ahead and pick some produce from the garden and make a nice fresh salad with a new cookbook I got that's all about growing your own food and then cooking with it. So we'll see if we can get all that done today. But before we head out, let me show you how things are looking, because I think about 2 weeks ago my microphone broke, and so we're kind of behind in terms of garden tours and what's going on in general in the garden. One other thing we may or may not do is actually go to Lowe's and pick up a stone for over here in the hydrangea room. The new fountain has arrived that's going to go in the hydrangea room. And as you hear that car driving by in the distance, I'm hoping that having a fountain here will help drown out that noise. So we'll see if we have time to pick that up today. Hey Grace, how you doing, honey? So I think the hydrangea garden looks the same as when you saw it on Saturday's Garden Walk and Talk. But I did move some of these sun patients around so that the repetition is a little more consistent. And all of the lilies that were in the pots, I have planted them in the ground. And look how far along all of these gorgeous limelight hydrangeas are. And I pruned almost all of these into trees, and they just look so beautiful. Firelight is there in the distance, turning that beautiful pink color. There's a close-up on those firelight blooms. Aren't they gorgeous? So anyway, that's kind of what the garden is looking like here at the end of July. I also cut some things back. I cut back all my lady's mantle, all my veronica. I'm hopeful that some of this lawn that I planted will come back, but we'll have to wait and see. So in the last video, we added 4 boxwoods. So now we have a total of 6 boxwoods, and I put them in a triangle, if you can see that. Now the new ones aren't trimmed yet, but imagine them trimmed into beautiful tight balls. And then we're going to install a pathway that's going to be its own video that leads you to the sundial there. And over here where we pulled out the crocosmia is where we're going to repeat 3 boxwoods. 1, 2, 3. And my hope for this garden is that it just looks beautiful non-stop from March all the way until December. And I think by having a mix of evergreens and shrubs that bloom at different times, hopefully I'll be able to achieve that, but have a less maintenance garden over here at the end of the day. I also wanted to show you these abelias that I've been pruning into balls. These are pretty old now. I might have had them for 9 years, but I've started to prune them into balls. So by the time we're done with this renovation and we're going to pull out some gladiolas there also, we'll have 11 evergreen balls in this garden total. We'll have a path leading to the sundial or the armory, however you like to describe it. Sorry, it's a little bit noisy out here today. And then in terms of the perennials in this garden, we have the liriope lining the driveway. We have some perennial alliums, the purple and peach iris, catmint, and I decided to keep 2 of the lilies. I'm keeping pink country, and I'm also keeping gaucho, which is right over there. So that's the plan of action for the day. Let me grab my purse, say goodbye to Grace, and we'll head down to our local nursery. Okay, so here we are at stop number 1. She has some beautiful vases filled with lisianthus, zinnias, ageratum. It looks like she's using, is that lemon balm that I see right there? This is also a main road So here's a big, beautiful bouquet of Lisianthus for $10. Lisianthus and sunflowers. And just all in all, her flowers are always gorgeous. And she usually has some grab and go bouquets also. She's charging $8 for these. Her flowers are always, always beautiful. Okay, here we are at stop number 2. I don't think this wonderful lady was selling cut flowers before. I feel like last year she had berry production right here. And now you can see she has all of these wonderful cut flower rows. She has a shed that you can walk into with this beautiful barn door. So let's take a look at what she's selling. Oh, it smells so wonderful in here. Lots of beautiful Lisianthus, gladiolas. She's pairing hydrangeas with zinnias, Lisianthus, and status. So it looks like she's priced at between $8 and $12 based on what size bouquet you want. Sunflowers by the stem and some houseplants for sale also. That is really beautiful. All right, so this is stop number 3. And at this flower stand, they sell fresh cut flowers and also vegetables. Here on kind of a side road. Look at all of this gorgeous eucalyptus. Let's go see her bouquets. Here we are at stop number 4. A lot of Lisianthus we're seeing today. That looks like Pro Cut Plum Sunflower there. And I love the way they have this flower stand set up. You can purchase a vase up there. They have these grab and go bouquets for you. Larger vases down here. This is a side road. And then they always have a few vases here. And this is in a shed also. So here we are at Hillside Acres, and right as you park in their parking lot, you are greeted with all of these gorgeous panicle hydrangeas. I always feel like I died and went to heaven when I pull into their parking lot, but it looks like we have some little limes right here in the front for $29.99. Right next to that, I can tell by the blooms that these are Bobo. Bobo just doesn't seem to look great in their containers. Do you guys find that as well when you're shopping for Bobo? They're kind of all flopped over or the blooms are brown. These are definitely Limelight Prime, already starting to turn that amazing cranberry color. Oh, I love Limelight Prime. This is so dangerous. Okay, I have to stay on track. We actually need to go to the far corner of the nursery to see all the evergreens. Look at these short vitex. What do you guys think about vitex? I have one in my garden that, embarrassingly, I've kind of buried underneath other shrubs and trees. So let's go down here past these crab apples. Some beautiful weeping red buds, ginkgos, willows. So here we are at the evergreens. Ooh, look at these gorgeous variegated boxwood. $139 for these balled and burlapped variegated boxwoods. I was contemplating using the next gen boxwoods for this project, but since I have so many sprinters already, I'm just gonna keep on keeping on with the sprinter boxwoods. So how many do they have left? They've got 5 left, so I'll grab a cart and we'll get 3 of these. I need to figure out a good place to add more lime green evergreens into the yard. Fluffy, $44.95. That seems like a great price for that size fluffy. Tater tot. Oh, these are cute. Any of you have tater tot arbs in your garden? You know you're in Pennsylvania when the roses look like this. And that, my friends, is why I have no roses in my garden. Look at these. These are so beautiful. Some kind of cypress. Blue ice cypress. Moderate grower, 20 high by 8 wide. Oh, this kind of makes me wish I had more space. My creative juices really get flowing when I see lots of plants en masse, and just imagine all the things that you could do with these. Imagine a winter garden designed with a beautiful horseshoe of these cypress. So beautiful. So we're right here next to Main Street Closet, which is where I buy vases when I run out of sauce jars. So let's pop in here together and see if they have any vases for $1 or $2. No cucumbers today, huh? We gotta go on Daddy's rooftop garden for the cucumbers. Gracie loves cucumbers, right, Gracie? All right, Grace, lead the way. So he's got the Scotch bonnet here. Lots of cayenne peppers. We had stuffed peppers the other night, so I think I'll leave these bell peppers to go a while longer. Lots of jalapenos ready, but this is in a stand-up tent that he just got from Amazon. I think he paid maybe $40 for this. He said he really likes this stand-up tent, but he did not like this shorter tent because the top kept blowing off for him. The recipe book is called 6 Seasons, A New Way with Vegetables, and I'm really loving this cookbook so far. We're going to be trying this recipe out: cucumbers, celery, apricots, and pistachios. So I've already prepped a lot of the ingredients. It took me almost 30 minutes to cut all this up and do what he said to do, but I did an ice bath on the celery, 10 minutes in ice water. Then I covered these cucumbers in salt, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and let them sit for 20 minutes. So it's kind of a light pickling. Now I accidentally chopped up our mint and basil, and then I looked at the recipe again and I wasn't supposed to do that. I was supposed to leave them whole. I did some quartered dried apricots with red wine vinegar and smashed garlic, and then we toasted some pistachios for 6 minutes. So now I just have to add a few more things and we'll give it a taste. So I gave it a test, and I think it was actually a really big mistake that I cut up the basil, but oh well, I'll just try to make it work. I added in some more red wine vinegar, some cranberries, and I cut the apricots up more than what he recommended, and then I liked it a lot more. But I think I'm actually gonna add some toasted walnuts to it as well, but it's definitely a really wonderful, fresh, and healthy salad. Here's some bells of Ireland that I cut from the raised bed yesterday. And I went with my daughter to paint pottery, and it looks like this pot that I painted is leaking. But the bells look great, don't they? Well, friends, I think I'm going to wrap up today's video here. My husband said he really liked the salad, and I think it was even better after it sat in the fridge for a few hours before I served it. But for now, I want to wish you a wonderful day out there in your gardens. Thank you so much for watching these videos, supporting my channel, supporting my family by watching. I want to wish you a wonderful day, and of course, happy gardening. Bye.